Good evening, gentlemen and ladies. What a wild card weekend. Had some that we figured we're going to win, had some that we figured we're going to lose, but what an absolute just mind blowing wild card weekend. All right. You had the Steelers getting absolutely smacked down. You had the Chargers, the last person in our division, right? Absolutely slaughtered by New England. And now we're finally coming to it. We're about to have a rematch against the Bills, right? Last year took us out during wild card weekend. It was terrible, but now we're going in to the divisional round against them. And I got to tell you, I feel confident about it. All right. I feel super good about it. So we've got that going on. Tonight I'm going to have Jay, the Dream Weaver, with me. Super excited to go over what's going on and talk a little bit about what's just going on across the NFL as far as just the craziness that's come out in like the last couple of days. So super excited, super ready to get into it. Let's go.
Smooth, the pins to chew, breaking down plays about to debut. Develop pride in every view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Bright lights of my heart in our view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. From draft picks to game reviews, celebrating wins, analyzing the clues. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. No orange and blue.
Nothing rhymes with orange and blue podcast.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. What is up, Mr. Dreamweaver? How are you doing today?
Dude, I'm chilling, man. Not doing too bad. It was nice to kind of sit back as just a general NFL fan this weekend. Got a little sloppy on some bets, but got lucky as well. But just got to be like an objective NFL fan. That's the benefit of being that number one seed, man. Feeling those number one vibes. And we got a big game coming up on Saturday. I was hoping it was going to be a Sunday game, but a Saturday game it is. And we're going to chop it up, I'm sure, tonight. But super excited, man.
I'm super surprised that we're not the primetime game. Were you surprised by that? I was surprised that the two number one seeds aren't the primetime. You would figure, like, sure, we play Saturday, but I figured we play Saturday night rather than Saturday midday, just because we're the number one seed. So that was the only thing I was like, okay, well, looks like I'm having my Saturday night for you.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be at night as well. But, I guess when I knew that both number ones were going to be on the Saturday slate, then it's it kind of sucks going against a Seattle coast as far as the timing of how they like to do broadcasts and whatnot. And I don't know, man. It neither rain nor shine. Who cares, man? We got to take care of business. And it's nice to be at home and not worry about crazy Buffalo weather or some other city that we know is an unknown to us. Somewhat of a mystery. So it'd be nice to be in Denver for sure.
So before we get into the game, right? Because that's going to be like the main focus, right? Of course, going into this, what to expect, who's probably going to be playing, who's probably not, right? That's obviously the big ticket item. Before we get into that, big news coming out of Pittsburgh today. Mike Tomlin stepping down.
Man. Between that and Harbaugh, man, that 3 out of the 4, like the meme today of Zach Taylor looking around like, seriously, I'm the last man standing in this division is nuts. Dude, Tomlin leaving is crazy. And under the radar thing, man, is that he wasn't fired. It's a mutually parting of ways, so they retain his rights and they can potentially go get some picks out of him. Good for him for giving back to the franchise that He's giving him 19 years, man. That's insanity.
It is. It's wild to see. It's wild to see that. I was looking. I saw a post, and it was like head coaches for the Pittsburgh Steelers since the 1970s. Know how many they've had?
3, right? Yeah,
They've had 3. So I'm like, my first thing that comes to mind is, whoever gets that job at least knows that they're set for the next 10 plus years to be.
And it's successful 3 coaches. It's not like the Bengals squatting on was it Marvin Lewis, I think, for like 12 years, and he like just sucked it up royally that entire time. Like Tomlin, was a product of his own success. Unfortunately, his demise was his own success. Like, he could never get high quality players like replacing the quarterback because he was always in the playoffs barely. He was always an 8-win, 9-win team. He never bottomed out. I don't know, man. It's a crazy run for them. I don't think that'll ever be repeated.
I mean, can you say that really? So, I mean, as far as looking at the quarterback situation, I think it was I don't think it was ever high on Mike Tomlin's priority when it came to picking a quarterback, right? I heard today from I think it was on everybody's favorite FS1 show with Nick Wright, where they were talking about it, where I think Nick Wright even said he was like, he's like, what you can give to Sean Payton, what he's done was like, he went out, he got a young quarterback in Bo Nix, whether you like him, don't like him, right? He has that longevity versus Mike Tomlin has, for the last 2 seasons, right, for sure, has been picking Aaron Rodgers this season, right, literally knocking on retirement's door. And then last season, trying to pick up the pieces with Russ Wilson, right? So it hasn't really gone out and been like, hey, yeah, sure, we're not going to get a first-round quarterback. But there's quarterbacks that they could have for sure picked up. I mean, not to beat a dead horse, right? Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round, right? Could have picked up Shedeur, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I just don't think it was ever really a big priority for them. And I mean, honestly,
they've built their franchise from the trenches and on defense, man, and that's how they've always been. Even when Chuck Noll, in the beginning of this run was established, let alone Cowher. But I mean, that's Pittsburgh grinded out, the heavyweight team, man. They've never been flash, and that's what's let them live this way for so long, man. High floor, but as they tested time and time again, a low ceiling. Only winning 1 Super Bowl for Tomlin, right? Just one.
Yeah, one Super Bowl, 2 appearances. But really, what everybody's like kind of dogging on him about now. I don't think he's never not had a winning season. I don't think the Steelers have ever not had a winning season since he's been head coach. But in the last 7 years, they have been first-round exits out of the playoffs. They have not won a playoff game in the last 7 years. So, which again just goes into like, sure, their defense is mid to high tier, right? They're not the greatest, but they're not terrible, right? Like they're like kind of mid tier. But going, being first-round knockouts for the last 7 years, would something's got to change, and obviously Mike Tomlin wasn't willing to make those those changes.
It'll be interesting to see who they tie their name to next. Mike Tomlin, when he was hired after Cowher, was kind of under the radar. No one really knew who Mike Tomlin was. So it'll be interesting to see who they come up with, I guess, in their search, because they have a unique process, obviously. And it's worked. So trust the process for them if you're a Steeler fan.
Which the reason why I bring it up, like I said, I know that we're talking Steelers right now, but it's because it ties into who's been getting their name floated around to numerous teams already.
Yeah. See, I mean, Davis Webb has had his name out there quite a bit. But I mean, obviously.
Oh, no. I'm talking about that ties to the Vance Joseph, right? Tomlin was a defensive coordinator before he got that job. Boy. So obviously, listen, if they're willing to stick with a defensive coordinator as a head coach for 19 years.
Boy, I don't know, man. I mean, that checks out on the defensive side, but like VJ is not like a gritty, grinded out, masculine, Dan Campbell, like bite your kneecaps off kind of person. And that's like what I think of when I think of the Steelers, because Noel, Cowher, and Tomlin are all in that personality type of like, you don't want to see them in the dark alley. They'll F you up.
For sure.
Whatever, man. He's a leader of men.
Best thing is that 100% right. He's a leader of men, and like I said, I think a lot of Broncos players, every time they hear Vance Joseph is getting all these interviews for head coaching jobs, they're like, not a chance. Like, we saw what Vance Joseph was as a head coach. It was like, we saw what Vance Joseph was as a head coach, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
8 years is a long time to develop and learn. And you're talking about learning from some of, like, especially being under, even though they don't agree, they don't see eye to eye all the time, but still being with Sean Payton and learning from Sean Payton has to pay dividends somewhere. Right?
I would think
when
so.
It comes
I would think so. If not now, when? If you're Vance Joseph, your stock couldn't be higher coming off of the success this team is having this year and how this defense has performed, basically since that Miami game a couple of years ago. So, I mean, yeah, he's got to cash in now if he can, but I don't know. I don't see it, but that's just me.
Do you foresee if Joseph leaves staying in the AFC, or do you think he'll switch to the NFC?
I mean, beggars can't be choosers, man. I think anyone that offers him a job, he's probably going to jump at it. But I weirdly enough, and I think this is, on brand for them, I think the Raiders are really going to take a hard look at Vance Joseph just to say, hey, you're familiar with Sean Payton. Can we go get a mole that already knows who I think our division perceives as a staying power? We're like, we're not going anywhere. We're young as hell, and we're just now starting to blossom. So, like, we're going to be someone you have to deal with in the division for a long, long time. So you might as well go pluck someone that, knows this franchise the best in Vance Joseph. So that would be smart on their part. But I mean, I don't know.
Not with that. Like, I'm already seeing things about Mendoza going to the Raiders first round. Is Mendoza coming to him? Which, I mean, look, let's be honest.
I ain't scared.
With the right person at the helm of the Raiders, they do have some young cats that are
they do
good.
They have some talent.
They have some they have some talent that can I think just Pete Carroll is just old, decrepit, and he's out of the picture finally. And he needed to be out of the picture. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true.
Going through that, we had during this wild card weekend another huge. I think we had Bills beat the Jags, right? Cam Little missing kicks was baffling.
Can I take a quick second here, Grump? So let me get my. I saved the receipts, Grump, of your Pussycat Jaguars. Not doing so hot when the fire got hot, like when we're out here playing big boy football, the Pussycats disappeared. And I just would take a small little victory lap of
that's fine. I took mine last time. I took mine last time. Right.
Jacksonville looked very inexperienced. That is why Buffalo won. It's just because Buffalo was not a better team. Jacksonville was the better team. They really were overall. But Buffalo, been there, done that. They know how to win, and they know how to not walk all over themselves and hurt themselves. Jacksonville, I personally think, especially in the second half, blinked and tried to go outside of what was working. They stopped running the ball as much as they were in the first half as far as volume, and they were dominating the line of scrimmage. Buffalo's run defense is terrible. Etienne was running all over them, and then they just suddenly couldn't be patient enough to stick with it. And that's going to be a theme I'm going to bring up here in our breakdown of this coming game is, are we going to be patient enough to just keep running the ball, keep grinding it out? Because that's the muck that Buffalo, that's the kind of game they want. And Jacksonville, I feel like, completely flipped and went back to their, shotgun heavy, gun ho, like, I want to go throw the ball all over the yard, and it didn't work. They played right into what Buffalo wanted them to do. So that'll be a big difference. But man, Jacksonville is the better team, to your point. Jacksonville was very good, but
Yeah.
The best team doesn't always win in the playoffs. That's why playoff football is different.
100%. No, couldn't agree with you more. Like I said, couldn't agree with you more. Like I said, we're 1-1 now, right? We're 1-1. I'll take those. I'll take those results for the year. No, I agree with you. I do think Jacksonville's a better team. I think what Jacksonville's head coach has done with that organization this season has been incredible. And shout out to the journalist lady who told him that when he needed to hear it. Like,
she's a nice lady.
She's a nice lady. You leave her
compliment
alone.
master. She's really nice.
Listen, he needed to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her.
College,
I agree with
that.
But that's my thing. Is like I agree. I agree that listen. There's times where you dog somebody for a loss, and then there's other times where you're like, hey, let me give you your flowers before you get.
She wasn't wrong.
So no, not
they
at
deserve to have their head held high. Like they played a hell of a season, way
hell
above expectation.
Absolutely. So we got that going on. Houston defense on fire. At a big boy Tutty. We beat them in the regular season, right? Beat them by a field goal, but like you just said, playoffs are different. Now they're going up against New England. I curse Jim Harbaugh and I curse Justin Herbert. Expected more from them.
Chargers are gonna charge her, man.
Chargers are gonna charge her, dude. Playoffs come and Justin Herbert just the dog disappears.
But it's the same thing as the Bills game we just got done saying. The best team doesn't always win, and the Chargers are a great team. Like to your point, they should have outperformed what they did. But they're always going to charge her, man. They always F it up. They always screw it up somehow. I would be so sad to be a Charger fan. Like the one or two Charger fans that are out there. What a depressing life.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you right now. I'm wondering if Jim's on the line. I'm wondering if both the Harbaugh brothers are on the line. I don't know. I don't know the strength of the relationship between the owners and Jim, but
he'll have some runway. He'll have runway, but he always wears his welcome out everywhere because he's, there's only so much garbage you can listen to of motivational speeches that just, what does that mean if you're making, $6 million? Who cares? This isn't college. I guess college is the same way now anyways, but hold on.
So we've gone through all the games on the AFC side. I really don't want to get into the NFC side. Is there anything that stuck out to you on the NFC that you're like, hey, if we make it through and we end up going to the Super Bowl, do you have any changes of who we could see after seeing the results from Wild Card Weekend?
No, man. I mean, the dead carcass that is the 49ers is impressive for them to keep on keeping on. I love them. They're such a gritty team, but they're not going anywhere. Okay. We still have yet to see Seattle, and I think that's the needle mover that everybody looks at on the NFC side. The Rams grinded it out against a Carolina team that could have easily won as well, but I think we'll learn a lot about the NFC once we see the playoff version of Seattle. I think that's going to be the needle mover, at least on that side for me.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
What about you? Do you have any NFC nuggets? Footnotes?
Hey, listen, the Bears are out here swinging for the fences. Listen, you look at me as you want. I saw another post that I was absolutely in love with. It was like the NFL or the Super Bowl that the American people need. Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears, where it's 3-0 going into the fourth quarter, and it ends up being 48-47.
I mean, it's exciting, but man, I'm not a Bears believer, me personally, not yet. They need to string some longevity to what they are doing right now for me to truly believe it. And I guess the same thing can be said about the Broncos, but at the end of the day, you look at the quarterbacks, and I'm just not a Caleb Williams fan. I can't do it.
That's my thing, though.
Not my bad.
That's my thing. It's like, listen, as AFC, you have the Broncos, and the NFC, it's like their doppelganger in the NFC, right? No one believes in Caleb Williams. No one believes in their team. They keep finding a way to win. Ben Johnson just took them and put them up, right?
It's not their first comeback. They know how to do it.
They know how to, again, they just know how to win games. They just keep winning. So it's like a doppelganger just on the NFC side where it's like,
and people say the same thing. You're right about us. We're sloppy, like we're frauds because people see those of like, that's some dirty football. You beating the Raiders 10-7. Gross. Like we don't believe you.
Like, Bo Nix isn't really that guy. And it's like, first off, his name's Bo Himothy, but furthermore, no. But yeah, no, like I said, it's like the Bears win over Green Bay was very entertaining and just crazy to see. Definitely didn't. I was rooting for the Bears over Green Bay for sure because I just don't like Green Bay. But I mean, just what a comeback. So
it's true.
So before we keep going, let's get into some of these comments. So we got a good neighbor, Gary Neighbors is here. Go Broncos country. Number one best team. Yes, sir. We've got Shy in the house.
To see you, Gary.
We got Shy in the house. Oh my gosh, if it would pull up for me. There you go. Thank you.
I got your clip.
Let's go Broncos. Absolutely Shy. Love seeing you here, buddy. Hope you're doing well. We got Tanner Dubree, and one of my boys. He is a Houston fan, diehard Houston fan. Was giving him all sorts of guff. CJ Stroud is still washed, in my opinion. He is a terrible quarterback.
But dude, that defense can carry someone. We know this best in Denver here. Defense can carry in the playoffs, and they are
but you know what? Bo is not nearly as bad as CJ. All right, not like they not even like Bo is at least competent. CJ is. Hope this works out, in my opinion. Shy also saying. I'm tired of all social media about the Bills. They said Bills are coming to Denver to beat us. Everybody said that. Everybody said that for the whole season. We've been getting told that every single game for the entire season. Here it is.
Is that a sneak preview to getting shiped here for pregame coming into this game? That little taste? There you go.
Absolutely.
Love the tease, Shy. There you go.
We got Big E Bronco with Bills players. He's got a losing playoff run.
Big E, always appreciate Big E hopping in, man. Very much so. Hope you're riding those number one feelings.
We got Medlock coming in. Hello, fellas. Medlock here's Broncos get the revenge and move on Saturday. Absolutely. I think you know what? I think this is going to be a very, very different Bills Broncos game for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right. For sure. We got Tim Dog coming in. What's up, fellas? What's up, Big Dog? We've got Bronco Rob in the house. What's up, Grump? What's up, Dreamweaver? What's going on, Big Rob? Love you, buddy. Glad you're here. Big E Bronco also coming in. I guarantee wherever Jance Joseph goes, Davis Webb is his offensive coordinator. I think you said that as well. I think you said that as well last week when we were talking.
They're kind of tied. They like each other. So continuity, man. It's all about relationships.
Oh, Mr. Jeff coming in. I think he's talking about the loss on from Jag and the Bills. I think when I saw this comment come up, door hinge and flu. Not quite sure what that means. Maybe you do. You can tell me what that means.
Well, I don't. I'm not sure on that. I'm not. But.
We got Bronc Rob calling in. Right, go Broncos. Let's go. Death to the Bills. Right, absolutely. In the game, of course. In the game. And then Biggie Bronco also saying that look for the Bills coach to get fired too after we beat them Sunday.
Hey,
I was thinking that. I was talking to my father-in-law while I was watching the Jags game when the Jags were up, and I was like, if Bills don't make it to the Super Bowl, no Jalen, no Mahomes, and this isn't the Bills' year, I think what's his name? I can't think off the top of my head.
Sean McDermott?
But yeah, I think he's done. I think he's done.
Zach By on the drive, 104.3 The Fan. He did. I mean, he's a secret, Buffalo fan. He grew up a Buffalo fan. So he follows Buffalo probably closer than, other teams in the NFL. And he floated that exact same thing of like, do not be surprised if Buffalo lays an egg that things are not, looked at least. You have only certain amount of window or runway for the Josh Allen experience while he still has his athleticism in his career. So if there's a pivot to be made, it might be made, man, with as many talented head coaches out there as there are. People would jump at the opportunity to, coach Josh Allen and be the head coach of Buffalo. That would be one of the top jobs in the NFL instantly. Because you already have the hardest position solved.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like it'll be like another Miami situation where it's like, do we get rid of the quarterback or do we get rid of the head coach? Get rid of the head coach, which I think is easier for Buffalo because Josh Allen has at least tried true MVP. I don't know what the hell Miami was thinking getting rid of Mike McDaniels and keeping Tua. I think it was only because they had just paid him all of that freaking money and they didn't want a Russell Wilson experience that we had with
at the end of the day if Tua truly does survive this. I'm not convinced of that yet.
If they got rid of both of them, I would be surprised. If they got rid, because I don't think Mike McDaniels was a bad coach. I think that he was
not at all.
I do think he is like almost a junior Sean Payton, right? As long as where it comes to offensive genius, right? The guy does have tricks, he does have schemes in his head when it comes to the offense. I think Tua just wasn't his guy, and and they were just trying to force that. They were just trying to force that together. Right.
Yeah.
And because there was a lot of drama that came out of Miami this season.
Yeah. I mean, that's an attractive, head coaching job any year just because it's South Beach, it's Miami, it's, no state tax there, no state income tax. Like there's so many advantages.
No state tax, no snow.
No snow. It's gorgeous. But there'll be a big turnover, I think, in Miami. Like Tyreek Hill's not going to be there. Like I feel like Miami will look completely different here at the end of the draft. End of free agency, end of the draft, we'll know some things, and Miami will look completely different. So as they should, because they've been awful.
Okay.
I was going to say
we got my boy coming in here. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, CJ is as good as anyone on a good day. Ooh, I don't know about all that. Like CJ Stroud, man, has really disappointed me in his regression. You could have convinced me that after his second year, he looked super like on the up and up. But he is he's got a crappy offensive line. Turns out if you don't support your young quarterback and don't protect him, he's going to start seeing ghosts because he thinks there's pressure when there's not, because he's been under fire for so long and he's gotten to take such a beating that he can't process the way he should because he's worried about getting his ass beat. And that's
how many games?
Stories old as time.
How many times? How many games did he miss this season due to concussion protocol?
Yeah,
one of which we put him
slapped around. I was gonna say we did
that. We got Weston Brewster coming in the house. Go Broncos! As a Chiefs fan,
Ooh.
AFC represent.
Dude, there's been so much discord out there of if you're a Chief fan, who you root for. Your arch nemesis and Josh Allen and the Bills, or your divisional foe in the Broncos. And it's a truly split thing. I'm really glad to see, Mr. Brewster here with a level head and going with the right team in this situation. But
absolutely is going with the right team. He's gosh, please, Broncos D, come on this weekend. Absolutely. Hey, listen.
Dude, there's Chief fans that hate Josh Allen, man. And I don't blame them.
We got Biggie also coming in here saying that he thinks Miami, I think that's what he's trying to say. Look for Miami's coach to be Brown's next head coach. He's thinking that
oh my God, dude,
that Cleveland
I might not be able to handle myself if I get to see a Shadur Sanders quarterback with Mike McDaniel as offensive guru. Oh, my God. I still won't like Jerry Jeudy. He can still kick rocks, but everyone else, I'll buy all the stock in.
Hey, listen, that could be a thing. I mean, really, I don't know.
I love that.
I just
That'd
still
be
think
so
it's weird that
sick.
the Browns. I just think it's weird that the Browns got rid of Stefanski. I really did. I did. That was one I did not see coming.
I
But
did, dude. He's garbage. I'm not a Stefanski. Like, what's he ever done? What's he
talking-
ever
sure you're
done?
talking- he was what, coach of the year twice in a row?
What?
He obviously knows what he's doing. He's got accolades, but again, it's the Browns.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
He
how long?
botched that quarterback situation there so bad.
I
Dylan
think-
Gabriel starting really.
I think
Come on.
that was for sure. I think that was for sure probably.
I'm not going to blame him for Deshaun Watson because that's an ownership thing that has nothing to do with Stefanski. But
Deshaun
Stefanski
Watson.
literally is the person responsible for Shedeur not getting, another 6 starts of the season. Like,
I mean, yeah, but let's
ridiculous.
be honest. The starts that he did get weren't anything.
he had some, dude. They won the last 2 games. They were rolling at the end of this year here.
Because no one cares. Because no one cares.
It's
No
true.
one
No one
cares.
does care.
Listen.
Only us
listen,
Buffalo fans and Brown fans.
I'm not. I'm not saying at all that. I'm not saying at all that Shedeur is a bad quarterback. We definitely did not see him enough in the NFL to make a concrete, conclusion on what his NFL career is going to look at. I absolutely agree with that. But I mean, hey, you never know. They might just pull in Dion. The Browns might just pull in Dion from Colorado.
No, that's not going to happen. But I need to check with some people that are more in tune with Prime than I. Like, I love the Buffaloes, but I am not as deep in the Buffalo circles as I pay attention to other sports. But I don't like the hypothetical situation here of the Baltimore Ravens reaching out to Dion and saying, hey, come build an all-star staff and let's go alumni route in Baltimore. Because Lamar Jackson would be like, sweet, sign me up. That'd be sick. And he's got ties. And we saw last year Prime interviewed, and I know it was a fake interview, but there was a meaning to it as to that Prime interviewed for the Cowboys, that he has huge ties to in his career. He loves Dallas, loves the Cowboys, but he also really loves Baltimore. That's why he unretired and went and played for Baltimore. So I just, under the radar, could be completely wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but that kind of came across my mind today, and I just need to air that out.
No, fair enough.
Hooked up.
We got Weston. We got Weston Brewster coming in. In all seriousness, do you think the Broncos will run the ball a lot in this game because the Bills' run defense stinks? I mean, real quick before we start segueing into the game, because we're about to real quick. I just want to give a quick. We got to get some stuff out of the way. I haven't done it yet, so we need to get this out of the way real quick.
We told housekeeping we're a late checkout.
Yeah, housekeeping late checkout. We're doing it midway through, so please, if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy what you're hearing, if you want to support the Orange and Blue Network and the boys, all right, please like, share, subscribe. We just gave away a Bo Nix jersey for hitting how many subscribers? 500 and.
Oh my God, I should know this. It is escaping me now, but it's the Peyton Manning record, touchdown record.
Peyton Manning record. All right, so we just gave away a Bo Nix jersey. We just gave away a Bo Nix jersey. So I don't know if has that jersey been claimed yet?
I know we are still in the grace period, I believe. So it is still available to be claimed, but I don't think the official claim has come through yet. We're on our number 2 claim here. So we'll keep rolling until somebody answers the door when we knock. All
right. So keep that in mind. If that claim is not done, we will be doing another redraw, and you could get your hands on a brand new for free Bo Nix jersey. All right. On top of that, what's the other reason why you should subscribe? Oh, let me tell you. We have a lot of shows, guys. We have a lot of content that comes out of here. On Mondays, we have Bronco Bros, 2 great guys. Jay's stopped in there one time. They had like a massive show a couple weeks back. It's always a good time. On Tuesday, or sorry, Monday as well. We have Monday and Friday we have Broncos Blitz from one of the other co-founders of the network. He just talks a lot about what we've seen and what we're going to see for the upcoming games. Tuesday we have Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. This is the flagship show. It's usually me, Jay, and the Mile High Viking. Unfortunately, he is not here today, so it's just me and Jay today. Hope we're doing good for you. On Wednesdays, we have Mile High Sports Symposium. Those guys talk about everything sports related. You want to hear about Denver Broncos. You want to hear about the Avalanche. You want to hear about the Nuggets. Do they talk about the Rockies? I don't know, because I know that you guys just don't like the Rockies. But
who does?
But they talk about all sports. They talk about everything. Just guys that just love sports in general. It's great talk. On Wednesday at 6, you also have Broncos Talk. Just another 8. We have 2 guys that do that one. They're great dudes. Great talk. Just awesome to listen to those guys. On Thursday, we have Mile High Oukast. You already saw Medlock in the comments. Also, Tim Dog. Those 2 guys racking it up on Thursdays at 7. On Fridays, we do have a Spanish-speaking in Espanol Broncos show. Completely in Spanish for the Spanish listeners. And then, of course, we also have our Fresh Squeeze, which is our breaking news shout outs, anything that happens big that affects the Broncos. We try to get on here and just get the word out to all of our subscribers. And then every game day, we have our pregame and post-game shows, right? We come in, we talk about who is going to be there, what's to look forward to, what's everybody eating, what's the betting line, right? Which we're going to go over again here about 5 minutes, because Jay told me something very surprising coming into the podcast tonight. And then we also have our play-by-play show that is hosted by our one and only Bronco Rob. He is a good homie, dude, just a great dude. Love his play-by-play show. So we sit there. It's usually him and one other person. We take turns calling out the plays. And you know what? If you just can't watch the game, right, life is crazy, right? It's a great way just to listen to the game, hear what's going on, and hear some good conversation on, during the timeouts and whatnot. He's a great dude. He's awesome. He is the one that is just, he's a homie. So please like, share, subscribe. And then also we have to get a shout out to our sponsor, Dubby. So if you go use OBN10, you're going to get 10% off of your order at checkout. Let me tell you something. W is awesome. No, why is W awesome? Because it has no sugar, no calories, no maltodextrin, no fillers, no artificial flavors. It's formulated with nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, and neurotropics, including the patented neurofactor, nootropic, and caffeine is derived directly from the coffee fruit. Jay swears by it. The Mile High Viking swears by it. These guys love it. It's a great coffee alternative. It's a great energy drink alternative because it's just better for you in every way. So, coming out of that,
I got you.
Thank you, Jay. So coming out of that, now that that's done, Jay, let's go into this weekend's game. So we have the Bills. You take the lead, my friend.
No, I was just going to say, I feel like obviously we got 3 facets of the game, 2 facets of the game, the most important. In this, we have a crazy matchup against obviously our stout defense and a injured but very determined offense out of Buffalo. Now, Buffalo, watching that Jaguar game, they did exactly what I thought they were going to do as far as, the Bills playoff football. And that is grind it out, load up that jumbo package, and let the best running back in the NFL have at it with Cook. Cook is amazing, man. He is statistically the number 1 running back in the NFL. That aspect of them just being okay with just grinding it out and continuing to just focus on running the ball and establishing that line of scrimmage and building off of that. That's when they get their tight ends involved, Kincaid, Knox, those are going to be huge things to look for in the matchup against our defense. Is the middle of the field. They lost their two big target wide receivers in Gabe Davis, and then, oh God, who was the other one? Another big body wide receiver. So really they only have Shakir, who is a slot guy, who again, it's going to be primarily middle of the field. They're two tight ends, again, middle of the field, and their only outside threat. The only person we need to worry about in an outside sense is Brandon Cooks. And he's a shell of himself. Granted, he's playing out of his mind, but man, he was a late addition, trade deadline acquisition for Buffalo that nobody really batted an eye at. And now he's the number one wide receiver by a lot there. And, so that PS2 is going to feast on that matchup, I personally think. But it's the middle of the field, at least on that side of the ball, that everything is predicated on in this matchup. What do you look for in our defense versus their offense?
And our defense versus their offense, I'm really looking towards McMillan and Jade. I'm really looking towards them for that midfield coverage. I think through the entire season, that's been kind of our gray area, right? Defensive line, stacked. Corners, stacked. Safety, stacked. It's that slot midfield coverage that our linebackers and defensive backs have a problem with. So, like you said, Shakir is going to be targeted quite often. Knox and Kincaid, that's who they're gonna go to. I see Cooks as a third and long route, right? I think they're gonna wait to see if we put on who we put Surtain on. If they put Surtain on Shakir, they're definitely gonna sit there and try to target Riley Moss, as everyone has this season. I have faith in Riley. I have faith that Riley can hold it down. It's just Riley's the most penalized player on our defense by far, right?
Yeah.
So I think that our it's definitely going to be in our secondary. As far as the running our run defense, I can confidently say I am not worried about it. Yes, they're running back
last year.
Last year, not this year. We have shut down every single good runner to an extent. To an extent, right? When Jonathan Taylor was cooking for the Colts, we held him back. He'd put 3 touchdowns. After he fled us is when he went on his tear where he was having 3 touchdowns a game, right? Against us, I think we held him to 1, right? Mm-hmm. When we went up against New England, we stopped the tush push, right? Which the Bills have now incorporated for their 3rd and inches and their 3rd and 1.
That's exactly what I was going to say, man, is that tush push that, is famous in Philly is probably more effective in Buffalo because of what they can do with Josh Allen's legs. And he's so damn tall, man. All he's got to do is stretch. He's got a yard.
Again, and
that's frightening.
But I mean, I tell you, we, I have no doubt that my boy, Zach Allen's going to go out there and absolutely break down the Bills' offensive line. And with our pressure, our quarterback pressure that we do, that's just one of those things that I have faith in. Right, we're gonna put pressure on Josh Allen. He's gonna get scrambly. Right, he's not afraid to scramble. He's not afraid to run, and he's not afraid to throw on the move. Right, he's very, very good at that. But I think that we're gonna be able to put enough pressure on him that he's gonna crumble. I would love to have. I don't know if you watched the Houston game against the Bills, where they just beat down on that. They beat that man down.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, Aaron Rodgers is not Josh Allen. Aaron Rodgers cannot scramble, has no mobility to him. And
I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about the Houston game against the Bills, where Josh Allen's got when Houston went up against the Bills and I think they sacked Josh Allen 7 times that night. Like, I mean, they put belt to ass on that O-line. And I think that our D-line can absolutely do the same thing. I absolutely believe that our D-line and that our quarterback pressure, I'm looking at Benito, I'm looking at Cooper, like all those guys, I have zero doubt in my mind that they're going to break through that O-line and they're going to get to him.
Well, and the pass rushing's best friend is a lead. To be able to get a lead established, and we'll talk about this on the flip side of the offensive side, but allowing this defense to be able to pin their ears back and just have at the quarterback is going to run right into our strength. What worries me though, and this is how I see this game play out in a big picture sense, is this is going to be a time of possession game. This is who is going to command the line of scrimmage and who is going to, be able to run their will up, the throat of the opposing defense. And last year, Buffalo absolutely dominated in that. And that's why we lost and got our ass beat last year. The difference, though, this year, at least on our defense side, is we got Greenlaw, knock on wood, going to be healthy and going to play. We got Hufanga, obviously.
Weston Brewster, I'll give it to you because you're a Chiefs fan. Just kidding. But it's Hufanga, not Tufunga. It's Hufanga. Big old H in the front of that name. Big old H, not a T. And another person, unsung hero, which I'm very hard on. I'm not the biggest fan of, but it is notable that he was not in last year's Buffalo playoff game. Alex Singleton was injured and not playing last playoff game. He will be playing this one. So, man, that's 3 players aside from Jahdae Barron that we can put in the box and have as another, safety over the top helper of the run defense. Like, we are stacked to be able to defend what Buffalo does. As far as when it comes to our team last season and our team this season. Last season, we had no business being in the playoffs. I will continue to say that. All right. We did. We had this
growing pains.
Growing pains. We got to see what we really got to see Bo's potential at the second half of the season. Right. But we all know that the only reason we got in was because Casey didn't want to see Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Right. I like as much as it pains me to say, I will be honest about that. I will be honest about it.
You're not wrong.
But we're not the same Broncos that we were last season. I say, Rob, again, I listen.
How dare
as much as it hurts to say, as much as it hurts to say. As much as it hurts to say, but I'm telling you right now, we're not the same Broncos team, both offensive and defensively, that we were last year, right? We are way closer. We are way more confident than we were last year, right?
Yeah.
So I think that, and I'm telling you right now, I highly suspect we'll be trailing going into the half, if not going into the fourth quarter.
Don't put that evil out there.
Let's be honest. Listen.
We're going to be up by 31, end of the first quarter, Grunt, okay?
I hope so, but let's be honest. All right, let's look at the track record, big dog. Our biggest wins have been comeback wins. And that's the thing. Let's move on to offense. We have a clutch quarterback. We actually do have that guy that could sit there when he's under the gun and go, hey, let's go. Like, ain't no way. And I think that he's definitely just Bo Himothy himself is way more confident, not only in his ability, but his O-line and whoever he's getting the ball to than he was last season. Last season, right? He's a rookie year. He's like, I don't know. This season, he has way more confidence than he did last year, right? I think that I expect a lot in the air. I think we're going to challenge their secondary a lot because we don't have Dobbins. I think if we had JK, we would also. I think we'd have more of a run game.
He's coming.
I think
It's coming. It's coming along.
It's coming along. But I think that because we still have Harvey, because we're still kind of balancing off the backs of Harvey and McLaughlin, I don't think our run game is going to be as prevalent. I see this more as it's going to be in the air. I think it's going to be more in the air. I think we're going to test their secondary more than we test their defensive line.
Ooh, I hope not, man, because that's their strength. They have a really good pass defense, and their rush defense is awful. One of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. Jacksonville, like I was saying, like the reason Jacksonville lost was not because they couldn't, force their will. They could. They just got fancy and wanted to abandon what was working. That's my biggest fear out of Sean Payton, is because we have seen the propensity to have Sean Payton outsmart himself and to be so cocky and so confident in what he does as a play caller that he just can't help himself but to throw stupid trick plays out there and overcomplicate things when he doesn't need to. And he puts Bo in really bad spots with those kind of things. And I just kind of feel like that's why I say this game to me is going to be a time of possession, because both offenses should want to just literally keep the ball on the ground and have as long of possessions as possible, because that's what both teams, would do best. Their weakness, what we should exploit is that running. And the same thing on our defense is their strength is running the ball. So I'm personally scared of our offense not being patient like Jacksonville wasn't, making the same mistake Jacksonville just did. And you saw the result of that last game. It was experience, which Buffalo has. We do not. Overcame the talent that Jacksonville had. And that could absolutely be us if we're not careful.
I think that's my thing, right? And this is why I'm my mindset is the way it is. If we had Dobbins in the backfield still, if he wasn't injured, I would imagine we try doing that. I don't know. I feel like Sean Payton was going to try it first, right? Harvey's going to not make great progress at first.
And he'll abandon.
And he'll abandon.
You're right. You're totally right. He'll have good intentions in the first quarter. He'll be, he'll do the right thing. But it's the second half of like, all right, I'm bored. All right, I'm bored. I can't do this anymore.
There's only one thing that we have to, I don't factor in, but pray he just decides. And that's Bo is just as good as Josh when it comes to running. He is. He doesn't do it as much, but we have seen Bo absolutely haul ass for first downs and yardage. So I am hoping he looks, goes, there's nothing there, and just goes. That's what I am hoping. I am hoping that this game, Sean Payton's going to be like, I want to throw the ball, right? The run game's not working. We're abandoning it. We're going to go start passing the ball. And I hope Bo just goes, I can make that run. I can make that run.
I want to see that in the second quarter and in the third quarter. Not in the fourth quarter when we're down by 10, 14 points and we have to pull shit out of our ass. I want to lead with that. I want the aggressiveness to come early. At least from Bo's legs, I say, because part of the running game and part of why Buffalo sucks and run stop is, because of the quarterback position as well. Like Trevor Lawrence, he did pretty well last week running the ball. Like he had a couple instances where like he had some wheels, and Bo Nix is way better than Trevor Lawrence on the ground. Way better. Totally different.
Absolutely.
So it'll be there, man. It's just, are we disciplined enough to take it if it's given? And not just like want to win a certain way with style, like with
Sean Payton's always out there for style points, dog.
He is.
Sean Payton, like here's the thing. Sean Payton knows He has job security. Sean Payton knows, hey, if we get knocked out, hey, we were the number 1 seed walking into the playoffs. All right. It's better than what we were doing before I showed up here. All right.
And honestly,
hey we got it.
In an era sense, that's the difference between the Sean Payton style that we've seen thus far and like our old roots of the Shanahan, Kubiak, like that style of offense, because they were all good under center. Just run the damn ball, man. Keep on going. If we're getting 5 a carry, why would we stop this? But Sean we've seen it before, and we'll see it again, where we're just not disciplined enough to just keep on going. That's my only big thing there is Sean worries me because he's been dormant here for a couple games. We've done nothing offensively and intentionally have done nothing offensively. He's geared up. He's so intense for this moment that can he help himself?
Yeah, no, I agree. I do think, especially the last 2 games, the Christmas game and then the Chargers game, was nothing.
Yeah,
right? And that's because, and again, we talked about it at length. It was, if we had to see the Chargers in the playoffs, we didn't want to show them our hand, right?
Yeah,
we started our starters just to secure the number 1 seed because we knew New England was definitely going to get it if we didn't get the win, right? Yep. So we sacrificed and we risked, players getting hurt for having the number 1 seed to rest them. And so, yeah, no, I think that we're definitely I do think they're going to pull out all the stops. We'll just see where that lands when it comes to the play calling, right? Because if it's anything like what we
throw a pass, I'm going to flip shit.
No, it won't be Courtland. It'll be RJ. It'll be RJ because he has quarterback history.
Even so,
RJ, when all he has to do is just run the ball.
Just run the damn ball, man. Like it's really easy here. And I don't want to see. I want to see. This is weird to say, but I want to see a lot of Jaleel McLaughlin. I don't know why we don't continue to just keep him running, man. He's played very well over the past probably 3-4 weeks when given opportunity since Dobbins is out. Been pretty impressed with Jaleel.
I'm pulling receipts again. Hang on, I'm pulling receipts again.
And, dude, I've been a Jaleel hater.
JK's been hurt. Jay, I want to see Harvey. I don't want to see Jaleel.
You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's what I said, and that's what I believe and I want. But it turns out Harvey's a 3rd-round draft pick for a reason. Harvey's not a complete back. At least not at this point in his career. We have seen him falter and fall on his face in an average sense in between the tackles. He just ain't it. But his skill set is, amazing at the things he does.
It's not that he ain't it. He's a rookie. It's his first season.
You're right.
It takes time, right?
You're right.
Rome wasn't built in a day. No doubt in my mind, RJ is going to have a good career. No doubt, as long as he stays healthy. No doubt in my mind, RJ, because he is very versatile. He's very versatile, right? He can both catch the ball and run it. He just has to learn how to be patient, wait for the openings, and go, which we've seen him do before. We have seen him do that, right? I think he gets in his own head and goes, I got to go. And then that's when he falls on his face.
Well, at the end of the day, the only reason we're seeing Tyler Bidet at all is because Jaleel cannot pass pro. And Jaleel is a liability on 3rd down. And that's why Bidet has been primarily the 3rd down back in a lot of those situations. So, man, they all have their strengths and weaknesses. But in this game specifically, when we need to roll out the Frank Crum as the extra lineman on the field and jumble that shit up, I want to see a Jaleel because that's his skill set. He can play very well in between the tackles. He's got great vision. And I don't have that same trust right now in Harvey. There's plenty of other things that we can drop for Harvey, that Harvey will be the best in the room by a lot. But
yeah. So we got Biggie Brown coming in, and he's saying all I'm hearing is Denver Broncos need to draft another running back in this year's draft class. Absolutely not. I don't think so. I don't think so.
If Dobbins ain't coming back, then absolutely we do. 100%. Look for it. First or 2nd round, right out of the gate, go get another running back. I wouldn't disagree with that whatsoever, Biggie. Fill it
He
up.
said, did Denver Broncos need to run the ball and get safeties to suck up and then beat them over the top with, he meant to say Marvin Mims. He's doing text to speech, speech to text, or Troy Franklin. I want to see more Pat Bryant. I want to see more Pat Bryant, less Troy Franklin. Bryant's got the more surest hands. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
Yes. It's 1 year.
Yeah.
It's 1 year difference. I don't care. I have seen Troy Franklin give up on plays and drop more passes than I have Pat Bryant. I've seen Pat Bryant almost get absolutely decimated and killed on a field and still try to make the play and catch the ball.
Hey,
I've seen Troy Franklin go.
We saw Franklin's welcome to the NFL moment on the playoff game against Buffalo last year. Maybe it's Pat Bryant's turn to have a rookie welcome to the NFL moment, whom you wouldn't expect in a national sense. Nobody knows Pat Bryant. That's not going to jump off the box score to people.
And I don't think, and honestly, I don't think that we're going to, as far as Marvin Mims has been so backseated, like either
opportunity. Sure.
He's an opportunity or it's a run play for him, right? It hasn't really been. I think we've seen him catch. I think we looked it up, and he had what 4 or 5 receptions. I think.
Correct.
I mean, it was it was like really low. So it's not going to be
like 12 runs on the year.
Yeah,
like piss poor amount of opportunity.
Weston Brewster coming in saying, by the way, the Bills are playing rookie safety. It's either Cam Lewis or a rookie Jordan Hancock. Franklin and Sutton be able to torch that. Again,
Jordan Poyer is out, or he's not practicing right now. Chances are he's not coming, at least from what I saw. But
so again, I really do. Like I said, I have faith in Sutton. I have faith in Pat Bryant. I don't not have faith in Troy Franklin. I just need Troy Franklin to actually show up. You know what I'm saying? I need him to. I need that switch to flip and go. This ain't regular season. This is the playoffs. This is the here and now. This is for all the marbles in the bag. We gotta go. I need him to not give up. That was my biggest critique of him on the year. Was watching him give up on plays. Sure, there's a couple of them that weren't his fault, right? Like they were terribly overthrown by Bo. Understand that. But I've seen plays where it was, if he just turned on 10% more, he had already had the defenders beat. He could have dove. He could have done something to at least attempt, and he didn't. And that's my issue with Troy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's that.
It'll be. I'm very interested to see the target share distribution in a playoff scenario for this team. We've studied the end regular season where Troy Franklin is above and beyond the number 2, right behind Sutton. And in the playoffs, that could be completely different. To your point, I think it's not out of bounds to think Pat Bryant could lead this team in targets, or we have a random Troy Franklin leading this team in targets, and we still get a kind of ghost performance out of Sutton being a decoy, because we've seen that so many times. But I think it's not really going to matter, because again, at the end of the day, I think this game is won on the line of scrimmage. I'm super thankful, so thankful that Garrett Bowles is okay and that his ankle is going to hold up. He's going to play. Things look fine, because that would have been a disastrous thing for us to lose him because of that dumb, game that didn't matter against the Chargers. Him going down.
It did and it didn't. Like I said, it was one of those. It was one of those that did and it didn't. Like I said, I knew for a fact. I was like, there's no way Sean's ego lets him drop out of the number 1 seed to New England just because he wants to rest Bo. There's no way. There's no way he sits there and he benches or he does a half game because he's like, I'm not doing it.
I mean, to the same breath, PJ Locke looks like he's okay too. And that's another big gasp with Brandon Jones already out. It's like, oh crap, that safety room is thin now. But it looks like PJ Locke's gonna be okay. That's a big thing. But man, it's gonna be a wild game. I hope there are a couple ways of looking at this. Like if we get a little lead, then again, that does lead to our defense being able to play to our strengths of pass rush and pressure. And Josh Allen has no vertical threats, like no vertical opportunities. Brandon Cooks is it. And, he's an old vet that's, he's not a burner anymore. He's not going to blow past PS2.
No.
So thankfully, because of
I
that,
I
I
will
don't
say
think Riley Moss is going to get burned. I don't think Riley Moss is really going to get hit a whole lot.
My thing is this. I am, like we've seen all season, I need our offense to at least move the ball down the field. Right? If it ends in a field goal, fine. I'll take a field goal, or I'll take points from the board. But I need the defense to get rest in this game. Because if we just have a whole bunch of 3 and outs, if we just have a whole bunch of 3 and outs, and it's going to wear our defense down. And and if they wear it down, we're in trouble, right? I need Bo to come out, and I need us to come out. And like I said, we don't have to score every single drive, but we need to at least give the defense adequate rest in between series.
Yeah, man. Because again, in the grinded out style that they're going to do, and every single play that is short yardage, 3 and in, they can run Josh Allen up the middle in a tush push sense and get it almost every time. And that's a frightening thing because it's no longer 1st and 10. It's always 1st and 7 automatically because that play just dominates. And I don't know of any team that has, consistently been able to stop that play. So that freaks me out, man. And that's not what I wanted to see. And that's not even counting, Cooks and the number 1 running back in the league. So that is the worrisome side of the ball to me. Our offense just needs to not screw it up because it's not going to take tons, I feel like, on our offense. We don't need to put up 30 points. This is not going to be a trash meat game. Jacksonville made the mistake of thinking it was going to be and tried to play to that. And that's just not how you grind out a wily veteran team like Buffalo in the playoffs. So, man, I just have so many conflicting feelings about this game. This was, and I said this going in, this was my worst nightmare. This was the team I did not want to see come into Denver. The only other one that I had on the radar was Baltimore if it were to lay and, happen that way. And it's because of the exact same reason. It's because once you can run the ball in the winter and you can just grind it out and just say, hey, you know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. Go ahead and try and stop it. Like there's no mystery to it whatsoever. That's a scary thing in the playoffs. So yeah. It'll be an interesting game, man.
All right.
I did want to hit the lines real quick for this because that has been a very interesting swing to me. So Vegas came out originally with us being underdogs by 1.5 points. That's at least what I saw right out of the gate, was that we were underdogs as the number 1 seed. And we all talked about the disrespect. And there was a lot of people that were very, bent out of shape because of that. But it kind of made sense to me, at least. And now today, I want to say I saw maybe 3 o'clock this afternoon, 2:30 or something. It swung the exact opposite once the injury report came out. 1.5 to Denver now being the overdogs. So Buffalo's now the underdog. So not a huge meaningful swing, I guess. It's 1.5 points, but I don't know. I feel better being, favored than underdogs. More likely than not, Vegas is right. Grant, what do you think?
I'd rather be the underdog. I love it. I love it when the underdog. I love it. I love it when the underdog. I want everybody to sit there and be like, Josh Allen's coming to town. You're going to get beat. And then we absolutely just show out. So for me, I like being the underdog. Like, it's weird. It's weird being the overdog, but I think we had the same thing with the Green Bay game, and you were just as surprised then too. You were like, it's really weird. Green Bay's coming to town and we're favored. And I was like, Yeah. So,
Well,
but yeah, no, I'm
I
excited.
just I feel it is interesting, and it is a little telling that the injury report was, at least in my perspective, the flip that made that change. I know they always talk about, well, it's kind of based upon what money gets put down initially, and then Vegas will adjust based upon the initial bet pot of lines. And I'm sure that's true, but I guess that would mean that there was a lot of money that flooded in on Denver being underdog. So, interesting game. I know that the NFL Network picks came in earlier, and I think there were, out of the 9, 3 people that picked the Broncos. So there's still a lot of people that are picking Buffalo, that think Buffalo is going to be the team, man. They got the pedigree. They got the experience. We haven't done it yet. And until we do it, people are still going to think we're frauds.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It's definitely one of those things. One of those things that I think a lot of people are like, it's Josh's year because Mahomes isn't there, and Mahomes has been the Josh Allen killer. So I think it's time that that we have our boy Bo become the new Bills Mafia assassin and take him out.
This could be the, hey, everybody better know Bo Nix. Let's start marketing him as a marquee player in this league type of run here. Could absolutely happen, man. Big E brings up a really good question. A player that we haven't talked about that has the capability to be player of the game in this game and win it for us. Who do you think it would be? An under-the-radar player that we have not necessarily named as, potential star. As wildcard weekend showed, man, there's a lot of weird things that happen in the playoffs, and there's a lot of unsung heroes that you don't necessarily have on your bingo card to make a monumental play of a game to win it. Who's a weird off the radar player for you?
None of our players are off the radar.
Well, they aren't nationally. To us, no. We're in the we're in the trenches here. D-Rock. D-Rock's got a great one. Tillman on defense, man. Absolutely. That is a total under the radar. Your common NFL fan has no idea who the hell that is. We all know him, obviously. But that's totally a great example. And shout out D-Rock. D-Rock, thanks for joining in here.
I mean, not that Zach Allen. No, Zach Allen. My boy's going in there and big boy Tutty. Let's go. Strip sack, big boy Tutty.
I mean,
yes, absolutely.
I think you'd be surprised of how many common NFL fans maybe have heard that name before, but really don't know who Zach Allen is.
No, I honestly, I think one of the players I think that's overlooked, even though he had probably one of the biggest plays in this season, is Stranad. Stranad is really good at reading quarterbacks. He's very good at it. We know everybody know who Nick Bonito is, right? Everybody knows Casa Bonita, right?
Yeah.
So Stranad is that kind of, I'm here and I'm going to read your quarterback and I'm going to go and I'm going to make those adjustments. Like I said, I mean, his interception during the Giants game was, that was the switch. Mm-hmm. Once it got flipped, it was over. So I think Stranad could be that guy. I think defensively. Who do you have offensively?
Offensively, I mean, again, we know it. We've already kind of mentioned it, but I think in a national sense, nobody's going to have this on their radar. It's Pat Bryant, man. I really think Pat Bryant, healthy and further along in his maturity, in knowing what this offense is all about, I think could absolutely make a huge difference. Sean, really likes him. That's why he drafted him. He's the big body prototype wide receiver that he loves, like Thomas back in the day. He could absolutely highlight him and start the ball rolling of the new era of Broncos football, and that's not Cortland being number one wide receiver in a target share sense anymore. It's Pat Bryant over the middle and just doing a lot of different type of things that Pat Bryant can do. I think that would be a really good one. Jaleel McLaughlin is another one that, like, you know, if we do stick to the run and that does, you know, come through for us, Jaleel McLaughlin could absolutely put up a couple tutties, 100 yards. That could absolutely be a mover and a shaker under the radar.
I think what could be a game changer nationally, I think people know who he is. As far as what he's done on this offense this season has been lackluster. But what could be a game changer? Ingram.
Yeah, dude. I've been hoping and praying for this for so long. And
right. Like, we could finally see just that one play that Ingram gets where we're at like the 40, you know, we're at the 45 and Ingram just gets that freaking gap and takes it to the house. And that could be a game changer for us. Right.
I'm going to make a really bad comparison, man, but it is truly the same vibes as I had. Evan Ingram's buildup and his letdown has been very similar to the Russell Wilson experience as a Denver Bronco fan, because we were built up to think he was supposed to change this offense. He was supposed to be his old self. He was supposed to be this game, you know, playmaker that was supposed to bring a certain level of competency at that position. And he has been so far off the mark that we are now questioning, can he even play anymore? And like, Evan Ingram just has literally disappeared for so long and has made so little impact compared to the buildup that we had of him in his profile preseason. I hope I'm wrong and how it ends.
Again, that's why I'm saying that's why I said he's so under the radar. And again, I don't put it all on Ingram. I can't put it on. I can't in good conscience be like, it's all Ingram's fault. Like, he's just washed. He's terrible. I will defend him for the absolute atrocious targets that he's gotten from Bo because they don't click. I will defend him for that. It doesn't excuse all of his failures, but it does excuse some of them, right? I have to go on that. But I have a feeling that because he is so under the radar, I don't know. I just have this feeling that we're going to be down 4, like game on the line, and he's just going to pop up at the right time. And he's just going to, we're just going to sit there and be like, we'll all be coming in, you know, post-game show just, can you believe that pass to Ingram?
You son of a bitch.
He caught him up. Where have you been all season?
Man, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And man, but again, that's why I have those weird seated feelings, is because you probably listened to us. We said for probably 2 straight years, me, Johnny, and Isaiah, of like, no, this is the game. It clicks. It's all going to click this game, and we're going to put 40 up. That was the years that I was like, every game's over. It's always over. It's overs, guys. We're putting up 45 today. Russell Wilson's finally gonna get it, and we're gonna see like what we had been sold as Russell Wilson. Never saw it. So I hope I'm so wrong on Evan Ingram, but it's trending that way. But
and you know what? I said Biggie Bronco coming in. He agrees. I think it may be Evan Ingram.
I will happily be wrong. So happy because I've been waiting on pins.
I'm saving my own receipt on that. I'm saving my own receipt.
I'm gonna look myself in the mirror today and
I think that's But I mean, other than that, Jay, I think this has been a heck of a show. I think it's about time to wrap it up.
I was gonna say you apparently are involved in some meals post game here. We got Jesse Yost in the house. Some delicious on the menu somewhere in the Yost house there.
Yes, as she's looking at me while holding my son. Just but But right before we leave, again, for everybody that's still here, we appreciate you guys for being here. We love doing this. We love the Broncos. So please like, share, subscribe, hit a like on Facebook, see us on X, see us on YouTube, come hang out in the chat whenever. We love that you guys are here.
Yeah, man.
Other than that,
we're gonna have fun time throughout the whole week. We got like a whole slew of shows before this monumental game on Saturday.
And you know what?
Man, it'll be fun to chop it up on Saturday too.
And the cool thing is worst case scenario, right? Worst case, knock on wood, it's over. We still do shows. We still do shows in the off season. We still come out with content in the off season, right?
Yeah,
we're still here, jabbering on about, hey, all right, look towards the draft. What do we need? What do we think? Who are we going to re-sign? What's going to happen here? What's going to happen there? So you guys want to sit there and just miss football, and you're like, oh, like I'm already dying. I wish, like, me and my buddies are already talking like, I miss fantasy football. Like, God, I just miss fantasy football. Like, and my wife, as she's pointing to herself, she's like, I miss it. Like my wife, my wife, who came in second place in one of the leagues that her and I are in, is like, I just want to play fantasy. I'm like, yeah, welcome to the pain. Like, you thought just being in the off season was bad. Now that you're addicted to fantasy, it's like, I just want to draft right now. Let's just do another draft.
Don't introduce her to parlays would be my recommendation then, because it can get sloppy real quick.
She'd win all of them, no doubt in my mind. But final comments from you, Jay, before we get out of here.
Man, it's nice to still be on this side of the game because we can still tout we're the number one seed. We're still now can tout that we are the overdogs. We are favored to win this game. So there is, a little bit of confidence that we should exude this week, Broncos country. Pump your chest out. Be proud of this team, man, because it is a hell of a lot more fun talking on shows like this and creating content when times are good than when we suck. Because I have had that feeling for so long. So it is nice to finally have, positive vibes to throw out, man.
It's nice. It's nice to hear. It's just nice to not hear you scream and yell about Javonte Williams. It's so nice to hear you not screaming yell about Javonte Williams and talk about get him out.
We were down so bad. I was talking about Damari Mathis far more than I should have been. I was irresponsible in my Damari Mathis bandwidth out in the world. That's what it happens when we lose. So for all of our sakes, Broncos country, we need to win. So I don't talk about these terrible players ever again.
So with that, my last comments are this: I have faith in the boys. I believe Bo Himothy's going to show out. I think we're going to go out there. We're going to play some really good football. I think it's going to be a heck of a game from start to finish, and I'm just so excited for it. So with that, big mile high salute from me and Jay, and we will see you next time.
Orange and blue, we're here for you. Talking Broncos all day through. No stopping us, we're on the loose. Come join the crew, no bad news. Podcast vibes so fresh and true. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Catching up on all that we knew. Hit play, let the episodes accrue. Nothing rhymes.